I went to an open mic, IRL, by the way, IRL open mic. Um, it's usually a place where people perform stand up or any sort of talent, like a talent show, but casual. Like at a bar or somewhere. Usually, I think. Never been to one. And it's like singing, musicians, and people maybe even performing their own songs, right? Stuff like that. Guitarists, pianists, things like that. I went tonight, and it was. I've been trying to get to this open mic for 4 friggin' months. 4 months. The first month, I missed it. Like, I found out about it like 2 days right after the open mic happened. The next month, I forgot about it. The next month, I was on vacation. No, vacation. And the next month, again, I forgot about it again. So this month, I barely remembered. I remembered yesterday. It's like something sort of red flag triggered. And I try to look up, you know, what time and place, address, stuff like that. Is this still happening, right? Like, how do you sign up if you wanted to sign up? And I found out that it's like next to or part of or inside a church. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting, right? Like, why would they have like a comedy club in a church, right? But it's probably like separate, right? Well, I'm slightly nervous, but I'm fine. And I forgot about it. And then I'm driving. And I arrive, and I'm like, oh fuck, it is the church. So I get nervous again. And then I walk in, and then like people start playing guitar and music, and I forget again. And then like they went through a few people, and they had this one set of people from the establishment come up, and it was like, well, since y'all know this is a church, I'm like, fuck, because I got nervous about doing my stupid dick jokes in a church. um, but my forgetfulness saved me a lot of anxiety. I have the memory of a goldfish, so that's one good thing. Um, Even like when I was getting in, I was really nervous. I walked inside, and I sort of walked like through the back door for some reason. Didn't go in through the front entrance, and so in this crowd of people who were already in there, I was like, where do I go to? And then before I could finish, they were like, oh yeah, over there, like sign in over there. I'm like, oh, okay. And I wasn't sure if I had to like pay, right, to or put a name tag on. I didn't know what the conventions were. Got in, and then some paper, and everybody seemed to fill out paper. I took pen, fill out the paper. I was like, name, okay, Kanata. And then I actually wrote Kanata. And then next to it was like activity or something. I'm like, oh, this is for the people signing up to perform. And I started reading. I can't read, but I started reading after the fact, and I was like, oh. And at that point, I'd already like wasted a piece of paper and filled out my name, Kanata, on the form to perform. So I'm like, okay, stand up, I guess. And I was so nervous. I was like trying not to perform. I took that slip of paper, long like little slip of paper, like you get in school, and I just kept folding it in the little squares until it became this teensy tiny little piece of paper square. I'm like, no, I'm safe. No way that they'll pick my little square, centimeter by 1 centimeter square piece of paper. 'Cause everybody else is like, the string, right? The string of long, maybe folded in half. Most of them were folded in half, right? Figured like someone might just like twirl their finger in there and grab whatever they grab first. So when so I was like, okay, I'm safe. Like, I'll put it in, just for shits and giggles, but I'm safe. They're never gonna pick my name. So then I proceeded to walk over to the cafe. There's a little cafe there, nice, for a drink. And it was then that I remembered, looking at the menu, that, oh, I'm broke. So then I went back to my car and grabbed a water bottle, and then sat back down and enjoyed the show. That part that I just told you, like right now, that's what I said on stage. That was like the first opening bit that I did, because they actually called me up. they called me up. The lady was taking the jar, right? Take the half-folded piece of paper, the unfolded. Oh, this person's name. Forget all the names. I'm not gonna say it anyways. And then took this other piece of paper. I was like looking somewhere else, and I sort of looked back and I noticed her uncrumpling this, stupid wad of paper. I'm like, oh shit! And they called me up. And so that was the first bit that I did, was how nervous I was. I was so nervous that I forgot the stupid little bit about the trying to get a drink and realizing I'm broke. I really like that. It sucks that I couldn't do it, but that's why I'm doing it now. So I'll just continue on the set that I did. I was like, well, what else could I talk about? Oh, happy Pride Month, everybody. Happy Pride Month. Everybody's celebrating Pride Month this month. Well, not everybody, like in Cali and maybe in some of the states. Not Florida, all right? Like everywhere except Florida, because I heard Florida's got that "don't say gay" law. I have a theory. I talked a little bit about this last time, and I'm talking to you, chat. I have a theory, and the more I say it, spew this garbage, the more I'm starting to believe it. When I tell somebody else to not be something, I believe it's because I'm afraid of being that something. So example, hey, you fat fuck, right? I'm telling this person not to be a fat fuck, which is a terrible, okay, well, let's skip that part for now. But I believe that's because I'm insecure of becoming fat. Oh, I'm, in my 30s, my metabolism slowed down. I love eating Oreos and Pocky and all of this food, and just sometimes I get too tired to dance, so I just get and I sit all day, right? So same thing with don't be gay, I believe, or don't say gay. I think if I'm telling people, don't be gay, I believe I'm insecure about being gay. Yeah. No, there's so many gay people. And I don't know why, but when I said that, when I sort of ended that Pride Month thing with like, 'cause I couldn't even think of what to say. I was like, my little bit I had in my head ended at, I believe they're insecure about being gay, right? Like something like that. And I was just like walking, trying to find something to say to end the bit. And I was just commenting to myself, so many gay people. And for some reason, that got a laugh. I don't know why. And it worries me. I don't understand why the people laughed at that. And to remind you again, I'm in a church. Before I even said anything, I was like, is it okay if I like do some jokes, aka like do something, say things that are inappropriate, in a church? And they let me do it. They were really nice. But I was still like, what if they're just saying that? Like, what if they're gonna, what if they're gonna like torture me afterwards? And I don't know. Religion's mysterious. Anyways, I was super nervous. And the bits that I did do, frankly, looking back, shouldn't be so hard on myself, were the ones that I sort of liked the most, I think, except for the being broke one that I really liked. But those are the ones I sort of thought about the most. And I didn't really think about anything else. And I only started thinking about it when it started looking like someone might actually pick my name from the little cup. So I didn't prepare anything. I was like, I'll just improv, swing it. I didn't improv anything. After the gay thing, I was like, skip right to my last bit. I was scared, and I jumped like right to my safe zone, which is my last bit. Luckily, I had been watching some Dave Chappelle, like all day, not all day, but like at the hour before I left, and that's like helped me sort of train my muscle memory and flow, I believe, and I just sort of like auto set up this last bit, which is nice. I set it up with something sincere, and I talked about a group of people, and something I believe is if you can make a joke relevant, or like make it an inside joke even, right? Even if it doesn't make sense to the outside world, but it makes sense to the people right in front of you, because those are the people I'm trying to please, right? Those are the people I want not to murder me, right? Because they hate what I said on stage, which happens, I think. I don't know. I feel like it does. So just like really catering to that audience, I did a callback to a group of people who went up on stage before I did. And they were talking about something sad, honestly. And they were sort of remembering this person who had passed. And they sort of remembered the sad stuff, but they also remembered the funny stuff, the happy stuff. And when they sort of brought up the jokes, and that this person would say, and the happy things and the funny things, right, that this person would do, everybody laughed. Everybody in the room laughed. Even me. I didn't know this person, but like I could empathize. I could feel it. So there was this jazz duo, two guitarists who were basically, like in my view, like jazzing, freestyling. I see it as a form of self-pleasure. So their performance was kind of like public masturbation. Oh, so that's the reaction I got. So my little gold gem, right, that I always fall back to, that like I love and makes me giggle, right, is masturbating. The other thing was bidet, but I forgot about it. But it was masturbating this time, and then immediately it was like, this loud groan, multiple groans from the audience. And at this point, here was how I knew I'd be a comedian someday. I doubled down on it. I heard, I did the public masturbation joke in the church, and then I'm like, groans? Okay, let's turbo drive that jerkin. So I doubled down. I totally did. I doubled down. I was like, groan. I was like, like how they, are passing solos around. It's like, this is really fun, or that's really fun. And how they're like listening and harmonizing with each other. It's like a form of self-pleasure. Honestly, like it's only fun, the way I see it, it's only fun for the performers. It's fun to like listen and jump on something and pass something along and play in harmony, but like what comes out is kind of like gibberish, which is a lot of people's misconception about jazz, I believe, also. Unless you're like me, and you like watching them masturbate. Oh jeez. So, like unless you're like me, yeah, I appreciate it. I can appreciate, every stroke. It's so free and and sensual, like a game of sex. So I kept going. I kept pushing through the masturbating metaphor. I was like, that other singer guitarist, who sang a lovely cover of "Hey There Delilah," blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I fucking hate that song, it's overplayed. But he sang it because he was like, there's my fiance, we just got engaged. I'm like, woo! And he was like, this next song I'm gonna play is a song that my fiance loves, and I'm gonna dedicate it to her. So then I was like, so that guy was basically just jerking her off while everybody watched. Yeah, I compare everything to masturbation. And then everybody else, right? Like who sang and played, off of a actual written song, but like got the whole room clapping. Like sometimes we all really get into it and they go, whoa, clap, clap. It's like a concert. Everyone in harmony. That's a circle jerk. So that's the story of how I publicly masturbated in the church today. If there's a God, I'm definitely going to hell. And so is Jesus. Jesus is coming with me to hell, because I heard apparently Jesus watches me masturbate. So we'll have a great time there together. Oh no, but I bet I bet those Christians are jealous. You know, Jesus is watching over me like every night.